Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Joey, Valley TCG. Hope everyone is having a good day and a good week. So today, we're not going to be talking about, market moving cards. What I want to talk about are some of the cards that I think have absolutely incredible art that is under $20. So this is not a video that talks about how meta is going to impact the card prices. I mean, card prices for some of these cards that we go over, we might actually see, prices start jumping. Prices have been jumping across the One Piece sphere, but I just wanted to make a video for cards that, I think with art that I absolutely love, that I think it's probably underappreciated. So we're gonna get into this. Do like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate everybody's support. So first card, and again, this is I want to make sure that these cards are under $20, mainly because I think affordability is always a problem with card games. So I'm looking for cards that I would love to look at in my collection without breaking the bank. And first and foremost, it's this Dracula Mihawk from OPO1. Um, we see prices coming up a little bit, but I just think this card is really, really unique. You can see all the beautiful highlights in this card, juxtaposing colors, the light shining through. I just think this is a super cool card. I don't have one in my collection, and I'm probably gonna buy one. The next one, Borsalino, kind of just goes to I think this card really just defines who he is as a person, right? Obviously, this is a Borsalino from OPO2 that used to be very, very playable, which is not as much anymore. Well, I guess it still is in some decks, but I just love the art in this one. He is gearing up for a super move. I like the top-down vantage point of him. It really just highlights like some of his kind of caricature facial features. I just love this card. Kuzin, also OPO2. This is the alternate art of the secret rare. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really good looking card. Not much to say about this one. Isho, this is from OPO3. So this, when he is, I mean, he's bringing out his sword, or maybe he's putting his sword back into its sheath. But the way that the lines are drawn, you could just feel gravity kind of crushing you down, right? So I absolutely love this art. I used to have a couple of copies. I sold them when prices spiked to like $40 or $30 or something like that. And $9 might start I might think about bringing that back into the collection. And then we skipped OPO4 because OPO4 I didn't really find very many cards I liked that were of prices below $20. So we're going into OPO5. Zoro Juro, Zoro with his spinning special attack. Um, yeah, just a good looking card. I like this Rob Lucci card a lot, a lot. I think just with how the light is shining, it really kind of highlights the I'm a good guy type of color image that there, or at least a changed person color image that he has in this when he's as part of CP0, right? When he was part of CP9, he had dark and everyone looked like they were mafia members. When they changed up that color scheme, I think into CP0, still kind of a pretty strong enemy to our main protagonist. But still, I do think that the way that this color scheme pans out with all the white, with the shininess, just kind of tries to elicit this response from the viewer of the anime or someone who's looking at this card that, wow, like this guy is, there's something evil about him, but the way that he's playing it off, he looks absolutely stunning. So I do really, really like this card. I have this card in here. So this is original card drawn by Oda. This is not the signature version, which is, like a $1,500 plus card, but at $8 or $9, very affordable version of this card. So it's just, I think this is just a really, really good looking card. I I I'm surprised that, this card with the effect on it, I wonder like why this, I guess, was not more played. It seems like there could be a deck structure around this card. But anyways, I think that just the original art and, it makes it a really cool piece of the collection. And Sakazuki, I think Sakazuki, I mean, I added this one in here because I do think this is almost like a throwback card for a lot of players. This is the banned card, of course, so it's way too powerful. I do remember going through my LGS during tournament times when this was not banned and seeing pretty much like half the tables playing this card specifically, and tons of mirror matches. I'm kind of glad that that era is now over, but I do think that the art here is really nice. Um, the eyes here, right, with the little shading here, just makes him seem so intimidating, and yeah, just a really good-looking leader card. This Hoodie Jones. All right, so one thing I would have to say is, as we progressed throughout the different sets, the cards started getting better and better looking, including this one, right? OPO 6, Hoodie Jones. Just the art is absolutely, it's just so emotionally provoking, right? You're under the ocean, and imagine you're under the ocean, right? And you see this guy looking at you, right? You're just like that, just that level of intimidation that it tries to have, and almost the majestic kind of fear, right? Light color up here, dark color down here, where, there's nowhere, there's, if you keep going down, that's not going to be good for you, and you're still kind of far away from the surface, and you're looking down at this guy. So I just love this art on here. $27. So definitely a card that that has skyrocketed. So it used to be 14, $15 just a couple weeks ago. But I do think that I think this card still is a potentially very valuable part of a collection. All right, so Vince Smoke Ratio. Guys, I kind of had to include some of these types of cards in here. They're very beautiful for multiple reasons. I think the sample here really does for a little bit of disservice for where it's being put. And then at $23.40, very affordable for what I think to be a very nice looking card. Cammy, I think this card is just it's almost like the opposite of Hoodie Jones, right? Where dark, deep ocean type of vibe, kind of menacing. And then Cammy, you're like, oh, cool, like the bright colors, bubbles, and you're hanging out with these two guys, and you're just like, oh, get me into that part of the ocean, right? And kind of enjoy hanging out with these fun-looking folks. Smiling starfish. Come on. So definitely a really cool-looking card. And it makes me happy just looking at it. So that's why I included this one in here. Kokihuri, I kind of had to include a Kozuki card. And I just like the kind of, is it called pastel type of coloring that's in here. Um, so I thought this kind of popped out as I was going through EVO1. And then going to OPO7. OPO7, 8, and 9 had a lot of good cards, good looking cards in here, including, come eat some pizza with me in my, kind of um, hoarder-esque room. Yeah, cool. Jewelry Bonnie, let's hang out. Like we'll eat together. Like it seems like a lot of fun. So like this, I think this is just like a really fun. Like I want to know the backstory, right? When I look at this card, why doesn't she clean her plates, right? A little bit of my OCD is kind of popping out. And then the treasure rare from OPO7, the law card, just, I mean, he just looks so freaking handsome, right? You see the full death tattoo on his hand, the all 5 letters, and then the way that he's chilling and looking at you, it's like, man, that guy's really cool. Kind of want to join his crew. And then another card that, just kind of, added it in here because it is a really good looking card, right? The backdrop, the colors, but and obviously the giggities involved. So, yeah. And then Otama, like this one, it's just like, don't you want Otama? Like, if you look at, this is your kid, this is your daughter. You're just like, and your daughter's coming and handing you an apple. Doesn't that make you happy? Right? And that's why I picked this card. I thought this is just such a cute card to have in the collection. And then Basil Hawkins, just the way how serious he is, like kind of like the magical power emanating from his body, and then his cards in front of him. I just thought this was an absolutely amazing card. Also from OPO7. So a lot of really nice cards from 07. And then OPO8. This Chopper card, I would say most Straw Hat cards are way above $20. And this Chopper card is one of the exceptions to that rule, right? So you have just like the way that he's saluting, he's crying because Chopper's always kind of crying in some capacity in the anime or manga. And I think it's just the colors, the pink kind of halo above him. It really just matches his color scheme. He's standing on snow. You see a couple of his paw prints or hoof prints, if you will, in the snow. I think this is an absolutely beautiful card, and a Straw Hat crew card, alternate art that you can own for cheap. Newgate, I think this just kind of defines who he is as a character. Just rippling muscles at, forget how old he was when he, unfortunately, spoiler, passed away. But, I mean, I'd imagine he was like, what, 60, 70? He was Rayleigh, Dark King Rayleigh's age, who's also, graybeard. So, yeah, so not the youngest of men, I would say, but still, like, rippling muscles, just the paragon of strength, right? That he represents, especially for his era. So yeah, I mean, I just think the card is perfectly representative of that. I love the lightning bolts kind of emanating from him. Yeah, so that's why I included this card. Such a cool looking card. And then this Shanks card, I know it's a little bit over $20, but man, I had to include this card. This card looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, just like, I think, okay, so, and look, and the prices are dropping. So, like, in One Piece, there's the theory that Shanks turns out to be evil. I don't really buy into that theory per se, but I do think that he might end up being like the final antagonist for Luffy. And this card just perfectly represents that, right? If Luffy is walking up towards Shanks and he is emanating this just pure aura at you, and that's how the final fight kind of sets up to be. I would absolutely love that as part of the anime with storyline. And I think this card is so beautiful. So something to add to the collection for sure. This Nami card, it's a searcher, and the card is beautiful. Yeah, not much to say about this one. $10. I mean, that's less than a Chipotle burrito these days. And then I love this Frankie card, right? He has kind of has like that, Kamehameha thing going with like energy beam, like about revving up in his hand, and then you have like this big samurai star. I don't know if you guys have ever watched. There was like anime all the way back in the day. I think it must be like 30 years old. I think it might be over 30 years old at this point, where everyone had these, like, it was like a red samurai and blue samurai and green samurai. Everyone had these colors, and it was kind of like the Power Rangers of samurai, and it was a cartoon. I absolutely loved that when I was a kid. I need to find the anime again just to see if I can like rewatch some of those episodes because I was very young. I digress, but they have like the samurai hat on with like a crescent, and this just reminds me of that. And maybe this is a harkening back to that anime. But I just thought this was a super cool card. And of course, Straw Hat Crew for under $20, under $10. Come on. And then Uta with just happy and like as a kid running around, like just such a good looking card. Lim, yeah, I don't know the Lim character very well. I stopped watching the anime a little bit before this era, and I need to kind of get back into it. But I just thought this card was really cool looking. She has like um, this is, I guess, I don't know what this is in the anime, but in China, in like the Chinese like mythology or whatever um, culture, this is like a wine bottle, if you will. Like people just put alcohol or water in it. Um, but yeah, so holding a glass version of that, I thought was really cool. And then I don't know what this is in the background, but it looks very trippy and it looks really cool. So that's why I added this. And then second to last card, koala. Yeah, this is like the last. If this is the last thing that you see before you get knocked out, I mean, it's like, you know what? Like, that's cool. Next card, Perona, looking outside. She obviously is in uh, the Gecko Moria thriller bark. Um, uh, I guess like island, or Muggy Kingdom, and she's part of the Thriller Bark Pirates, and she's looking out, and I guess this must be the moon, right? Maybe it's the sun, but she's staying indoors where it's nice and dark. I really like this perspective of Perona, and under $6, so pretty reasonable, or around a little over $6 with shipping. So that's it, guys. What do you guys think about the arts that I'm showing you guys here? Are there arts that you guys think that I didn't go over that's totally underappreciated? Um, Let me know your thoughts, and like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next time, where I will be going over more price movements and mid-market, midweek card movements and all that. All right, talk to y'all later.